Yes, hello. How are y'all doing? And welcome to this mistake of a stream. Hope you're doing well today. I am doing lovely. I was very tired at some point during this day, but feeling a lot better now. So yeah, welcome. Today we're gonna do something different. I don't know why. It's indeed worse than I expected, exactly. Today we're gonna be ranking war criminals by how cute they are. These opinions are very objectional and ethical, so please don't cancel me. But yeah, I got the dumb idea from YouTube to do a... Initially I wanted to do a tier list, but then I was like, nah, not really into tier lists. I am gonna give them a ranking in 3 categories, which I will explain soon. But yeah, a tier list was not for me. Now, why did I do this? I don't know. There's no reason for me to do this. I was just out of ideas and didn't feel like playing a game. But yeah, onto here. As you can see, my very lovely background. I'm gonna rank the operators by 3 categories. First one is usability. It's very readable, I know. How usable they are in battle. How useful they are overall in your... what would you call it? As an operator. I just see that... There we go. Make it a little bit bigger. There we go. So. Why CR6? Shh. Gonna do it in usability. Next one is memeability, because some operators aren't really good. But they can be very useful as memes. So that's the second one. That's I just realized I only made the second one bigger. There we go. And the third one is their figures as potential wives or husbands. I'm not cutting anyone out. Though No, these are objective opinions. I'm not gonna give my subjective opinions. Oof, yeah. Good luck, Quentin. But yeah. If there's any questions, you can throw them in chat. Otherwise, let's get started with a blank sheet. I'm gonna go from bottom to top, starting with the lowest rarity and then the highest rarity. Starting with the robots, the 1-stars. Justice Knight is the first one. Now, I haven't actually used this unit, because who the hell uses 1-stars? Lamau? Cringe. Justice Knight is a ranged operator, quote unquote, that is good at dealing with drones. At least that's its specialization. I'm not gonna lie, it is pretty useless overall. It is outclassed by so many operators, even free ones. So I wouldn't call this one good. It is also, even as a robot, it is outclassed by other robots, by other 1-stars. So yeah. As for, and I'm just gonna do this like this. As for as for usability, this is an absolute 1 out of 10. Now, in memeability, the robots are hilarious, and they all have something extra because there's a character that will get stronger the more robots. I forgot the name, but there's a character that will get stronger the more robots there are on the field, which is quite frankly hilarious. So it is not very useful, but it is very memeable. So just because of that, I'm gonna give it 4 out of 10. By the way, I'm gonna blast through these because there's way too many operators. 4 out of 10. Potential wife and husband? Nah, bro. Nah. Doesn't even have a cute voice. So yeah. Justice Knight. Okay. It has the horse. It has the horse on top. Justice Knight. I think that's the voice. Anyway, yeah, that's it for Justice Knight. Now, next up is a different robot. And this one is interesting. It's a fast redeploy. So when it gets killed, its cooldown to deploy again is shorter. Here it is. But the absolute memeability of this robot is all through the roof. Its name is THRM-EX. Again, it's a robot. It is a bit more... This is probably, I think, one of the strongest robots out there. And he knows that he's a robot. According to the lore. The lore! Usability in game... The third category, potential wives or husband, is going to be more lore focused. So, yeah. Should I give him mean? So it's 6 divided by 3. It's probably gonna be hard. I can make copies. Okay. And overall, this is gonna be a 2 out of 10. Yeah. THRM-EX is... It's a bomb. You deploy it, it explodes, it does decent damage, it actually is good against bosses. It does have a longer redeployment time than normal characters, but for robots, it's decent. Honestly, just deploying it on a boss is already making it pretty useful. So I would give it a 3 out of 10. In terms of robots, it's probably the most useful out there. Though there's one that is even that is contesting that space. Memeability, absolute 8 out of 10. I've seen so much shit with this guy. Just making an explosive entrance. Or a boss walking away with 1 HP and throwing this down and killing the boss. I wouldn't call it 8. 8 is very... It's a definite 6 though. On top of the... wait, I gave this a 5, so I'd give this a 7. On top of the fact that it doesn't really work with that character because it blows itself up. So the more robots are in the field, yeah, you can't really use this. Potential wife or husband. Lore-wise, I know nothing about the lore. He knows he's a robot, so he gets a 1 out of 10. Overall... Overall, that's pretty good, I'd say. Given the average score, it's a 3.3 out of 10. Okay. Now next up is Castle 3. A duelist guard robot. I've actually seen no one ever use this unit. Oh. Castle. -3. It doesn't even look funny, in my opinion. There's ones that look funnier. So in terms of usability, I've never seen anyone use it. Probably gets a 1 simply because it is still a unit. It can tank like 1 hit from a boss, in which the ranged operators can't. So I would give this 0.5. I'm not going to change that. But yeah, it's a 1 out of 10. I've never seen anyone use it. It doesn't even look. According to my site, it is very ineffective at fighting. Robots do not count towards the deployment limit, so that's good. But then again, there's units that are better at that. So yeah, 1 out of 10. Meme ability, I mean, 4. It doesn't have the same like meme looks as the horse. It does have the robot. It could figure in the robot strategy, which is very memey, but that's about it. This is everything I know about it. 0. Who's gonna date the robot? It has only 1 block, so it can't even block multiple enemies, even though it would probably die before that. So this is a 1.8 out of 10. Nothing much else to say. For the next one, and I accidentally clicked my list away. No! No. I wanted to... Rarity. There we go. Well, my next one is the last robot in the list, Lancet 2. Which is, by all means, actually pretty useful. It is the robot that was used in the Near Light event the most, because it could heal and light up. Its healing isn't significant, but it does have a heal on deploy, which is, for a unit that doesn't cost any deployment points, pretty useful. So I would say, in terms of usability, it probably rivals that of a THRM-EX. Let me change it. Lancet-2. So that's usability. Meme ability. This character is not really a meme. I mean, it doesn't have the same meme ability as the explosive robot. So that's a bit sad. It is overall just a useful robot. I think I'd give it a 4. Even the healing on deploy can save your ranged operators. It'll probably die quickly, but let me see. What is it? What is its redeployment time? 200 seconds. Okay, that is pretty long, but a strong breeze will kill this operator. Yeah. It is. It's about everything I can say of this character. It's useful. It also has the cutest voice, so it's gonna have the highest potential wife. Yeah, that's mostly because I've heard her most in my game, due to her doubling as a character that I can use in the base. So that would figure out around 10, so also a 3.3 out of 10. Less memey, but pretty useful and decently cute. So for our first non-robot, I wanted to say human, but it's not really human, non-robot operator, we have 12F. A 2-star caster. It's a beginner's unit, and that's what it should stay, in my opinion. Not a lot of people use this character. Out of the 2-star units, it's not the most useful. And it gets so easily outclassed by other 2-star units. It doesn't have any meme ability as far as I know, because Lava is just better at everything. It aesthetically doesn't even... I mean, it looks cool. The dragon head is cool, but that's about it. So I'd say a 2. And yeah, it's overall just pretty bad. So I'd say 1.5 out of 2. This is not... no. It doesn't even have a cool name. 12F. So yeah, nothing more I can say about this character. It is just masterly outclassed by other snipers, by other casters in this game. Up next is Durin, and Durin is also a caster. The F for failure, yeah. Next up is Durin. Durin is also a caster. Is not as easily outclassed due to one ability of hers that lets her dodge attacks. She doesn't have a lot of damage. Durin. She doesn't have a lot of damage, but she can figure as a bait unit, which sounds very bad. But it can actually be useful in some levels where there's an insane high output of arts damage overall. So I'd say in terms of usability, she's above 12F. I wouldn't say she's useful, because there's better arts dodgers. But for someone who is playing on low cost, or doesn't have a lot, is very early game, it can be useful. So I'd say 3 out of 10. In terms of meme ability, I mean, it can be hilarious to see your 2-star unit dodge. It's like 6 attacks in a row, which is very funny. So I'd say also 3. And she's pretty cute. Yeah, I'd say 5. The long sleeves with the wands, yeah. So that would, I'd say 6 to make it a nice round 4 out of 10. The highest so far. Yeah, I think nothing else. Nice high stockings, long sleeves. Nothing wrong with that. I don't know anything about her in the lore, other than that she looks quite sleepy, according to the game. But you know, don't we all? But up next is another 2-star unit that has been outclassed severely. Alright, Quentin, thanks for being here. He is very cheap and has increased damage against drones. But then again, there's a free unit in this game that does better than him. And also can attack normal units, which this man, Rangers, has a debuff against. So in terms of usability, it's 1. Jessica's so much better in every way. He's cheaper than Jessica, I think. Yeah, DP costs 7. It's not bad. But Jessica's just better. And it's a free 4-star. Meme ability, same. No one's gonna use him for the memes. I don't even... again, the snake-like aesthetic is pretty cool. But that's about it. 1 out of 10. I mean, it give him the same as 12F. 1.5. Nothing more to say on this character. But up next is actually the strongest. One of the strongest. There's 2 more 2-stars. And these ones are actually more useful. First is Noircorn. Noircorne. Corn. I don't know how to pronounce that. Noircorn. He's a tank. And actually decently used. Sorry. He's decently used in low rarity squads. Mostly because he can tank a lot. There is 3 stars that are a bit better, but he's very cheap and very effective in the early game. So I'd say in usability, in terms of early game, what he was made for, it's definite 5. In terms of meme ability, I mean, if you want to do it, if you do want to do a very low rarity squad, you can drag your rarity down while still being useful. So it's pretty memey in my as far as I say. Yeah, that's about everything I'd have to say about him. The mask is pretty cool. The horn too. A 3. 5, 4, 3. Nice. So that's 12 out of 10. That is a 4 out of 10. And up next is the other 2-star unit that has been used quite a lot in low rarity squads. Yato. Yato is... I don't know. It's Yato is a vanguard that generates DP, deployment points that will let you deploy other characters. She's very cheap, and also very cheap to level because she's a low rarity. And she, yeah, overall she's not bad. She doesn't have very good attack or defense, so she can't tank a lot. But for a low cost character that can generate some DP. I think she generates DP. Let me see. Where's her skill? She even have a skill? Oh, she actually can't. Okay, never mind. She can't generate DP. I do see her used a lot, but apparently not as DP. She is outclassed, so okay, I might have mistaken some things. She does look cool, so I'm gonna give it out of 5. The mask is really cool. The sword, not my aesthetic, but yeah. I wouldn't call her very useful though, then. Meme ability. Again, same with the low rarity squad, only she's a bit less useful, which makes her meme ability a bit less, because it's harder to get something off. Sorry, this is not Noircorn, this is... Yeah, but if you need a single... if you need a dual block, because she's a dual block, Vanguard, real quickly, for very cheap, this is your girl. Now those were all the lower rarity. Now we're gonna head into the 3 stars. And the 3 stars are starting... Shit, I clicked the wrong button again. Rarity, there we go. Those are the reserve operators. I'm gonna skip them because they're not in the game technically. We're gonna start with Popcar. A AoE Centurion guard that is used a lot in low rarity teams. So in terms of low rarity and being able to get her skill things for her, it's pretty useful. In terms of... So yeah, I'd say 5. It's for low rarity teams, she's pretty useful. Meme ability. She doesn't have a lot of meme ability outside of low rarity, so I'd say 3. She's good, but that's where it stops. She's... and yeah, that's about it. I hate her aesthetic. I hate her voice. I hate everything about her. It's nothing to do with the people who made her, stuff like that. It's just not my thing. I don't like lollies that much. And the fact that she... And every single time you drop her into your base, she's like... Popcar hitori ni shinai de. Makes me want to punt the child. So yeah, overall 3 out of 10. Could be better, could be worse. But yeah, that was Popcar. Did I... Yeah, I wrote it correctly. But let's move on to other 3 stars. Here's actually the first 3-star that has been used a lot and still gets used in mid-tier teams. It's also the first full-on furry Spot. And that is because he's a medic defender, and there's not a lot of other medic defenders out there that can heal like him. At least ones that are easily obtainable. So, in terms of usability, he's actually pretty useful. But I wouldn't call him 7, more 6. He's pretty useful. But... Moment. Sorry. That's where it ends. He's not very memeable. He is useful, if you have, for instance... Wait, do I have a... No, I don't. Wait, I do. Oh. No, no, no. Can I draw something simple? No. Oh, okay. That's an outline. Never mind. Wait, I can't. Let's go paint. Okay. If you, for instance, have your blue box here, enemies are coming from here. You'd have, so, and then you have the edges of the map here. This is where the enemies will go. And you have your midfield here. So this is a pretty, like, straightforward burn him to hell for Ifrit, but we'll get to Ifrit later. And you could drop... the enemies will try to move either this way or this way. So you'd say this is the best spot for a defender. If you then drop spot there, so say S spot here, he'd have to defend 2 lanes. Now, if you have a good sniper here and here, he can do that. But if you don't, then the best way is to put another tank here and another tank here to spread the damage. Make this sniper face this way, this sniper face this way, and if you drop it then here, you should be able to clean up pretty efficiently. And then if one of these defenders gets low, Spot can heal them. That is a very, very useful situation to put him in, which makes him pretty useful. But in terms of memeability, I don't think he's very memeable. So I'd call that a 2. Not a furry, and even as a personality, I'm not fond of, so that's a 1. But overall, 3 out of 10. Not the worst. Could be better. Yeah, I'd call this a 3 then. 3.3 out of 10. There we go. The next 3-star on the list, Midnight. Another one used a lot. Oh, there we go. Another one used a lot in low rarity teams, since he is a ranged guard, which do not appear often. Wait, he actually has a skin. Let's use the skin. There we go. He is a vampire, which gives him already, but he is also very edgy, and I'm not too into that edgy feel. But because he's a vampire, I'm gonna give him at least a 4 out of 10. Because there's not a lot of vampires in this game. Usability, he's about the same as Spot. He's a ranged guard. There's not a lot of cheap alternatives for him. He doesn't have a big attack boost, so he doesn't do the most damage. And there's people who are better. But he is a ranged arts, and yeah, like I said, there's not a lot of people who can outperform him without going into the 5-star, 6-star territory. So, in terms of that, he's pretty useful. Memeability, about around the same as Spot. He's not the most memeable, but he's also more memeable than some people. He's still a low rarity, so for low rarity squads, I'll give him that. Which brings the total overall to 4.3 around. I don't know. Oh, it's midnight. Up next is Catapult, an AoE sniper. Now, AoE snipers are overall pretty useful, though I wouldn't call Catapult that strongly useful, simply because there's better alternatives for her. Unlike Midnight, who doesn't get any good alternatives until a higher rarity, Catapult, I think there's a free character that you get that does more damage and is overall better than her, which is a 5-star, but it's a free, either free or pretty easy to get. This game gives a lot of 5-stars for free for people who actually play the events. So in terms of that, she's not the worst. She's a pretty good low rarity unit, and you'll see her. But even in low rarity squads, you won't see her a lot because there's not a lot of use for AoE snipers. So yeah, 4 out of 10 for usability. Memeability, around the same as the other 3 stars. She can be used in low rate, but there's nothing particularly memeable around her. Then I'm not too fond of her aesthetic, and Even when you start, when you get her, she acts around like she's the boss. I'm the boss here. I'm the doctor. Doctor? So, yeah. Overall, 9 out of 10. So, 3 out of 10. Not the worst. Could be better. Up next is Orchid. Now, Orchid is a bit of a sad... is in a bit of a sad position. Mostly because she is outclassed by a free unit. Which is very sad. She does have a useful talent for the base, but there's other people who have the same talent, so I wouldn't even call her that. Which brings her down to it too, because you can bring Orchid, but I forgot her name. But she's free. There's another character you get for free for playing the story that does the same. So, but it's the same but better. So there's not really much use for her, which is sad because she does have the mommy vibe that some people like. So yeah, in terms of meme ability, she doesn't have the most useful skills in the game. More attack speed and more damage. There's characters who do better than her, even in meme ability. So sadly, again, same low rarity, but nothing particularly special about her. Aesthetics, she does look pretty good. The umbrella really makes it better. So overall, 9 out of 10, so 3 out of 10. Next up is Stuart. Now, Stuart is also a bit of a sad case because he is a single target caster. And if you've played this game, then you know that Amiya, a character, literally everyone gets for free because you get her from playing the story and get... and she's pretty good. Does the same thing as him. Only better. Which is very sad because he... Again, same with Orchid, he is completely outclassed by Amiya. So, same as Orchid, same situation. Stuart. He does look pretty cool. He has the handsome boy vibe. Infected crystals here. But it's so sad. He's been done dirty. You do see him in some low rarity tutorials, and mostly because those tutorials by our god and savior Kyo, he doesn't use Amiya in his team. Because higher rarity operators also require more materials to upgrade. Plus, he makes it so that if he can clear it with Stuart, then you with Amiya should be more than able to clear it. So yeah. A bit worse than Orchid, because he doesn't have the same wow vibe, but he's not too bad. So honestly, a 2.8 out of 10 overall. Giving a lot of low rankings to the low rarities. It's sad, not all of them are bad. I just don't use them. Now next up we have a character. It's the first, dare I say the words, person you could fall for. He is a fanboy. Though aesthetically, not bad. Not my favorite. It took me a while to figure out that there was a guy. So they got me with it. This potential husband. If you're into fanboys, nice. Not me personally, but the aesthetic is nice. Usability, pretty strong medic overall. A bit worse than Hibiscus, I think. Yeah, a bit worse than Hibiscus, but is another character that will come up soon. But not the worst. Oh, let's use the summer vacation skin. There we go. I'll use skins, or at least the art that the art that I like the most when I find it. Sorry, this is Ansel. He's pretty taken into himself. Doesn't boast a lot. He tries to do his best, and that's all we need. Usability, 5. He's a I'd even say 6 for early game and low rarity. He's a pretty good medic, but the problem is that he's mostly outclassed. I'd still say 5. Outclassed by other medics that are also lower rarity, but not the worst. Meme ability, same. Low rarity. There's nothing particularly memey about him. So yeah, that's 12. So that's 4 out of 10. Not bad. Not bad. We're getting into the higher numbers. But first up is Hibiscus. Hibiscus is probably one of my favorite 3-star units. She looks cute, she's very energetic, and a decent healer for 3-star. She doesn't do anything unique, but she does everything she does well. She is outclassed by higher rarity operators, but that's for most of the 3-stars. That's just how it happens. So in terms of usability, she's better than Ansel. Mimi, yeah, she doesn't have anything special, so I won't call her Mimi. Not very memeable. And in terms of aesthetics, I like her a lot. The dark magic and stuff like that. And there's a alternative version coming up for her that looks sick as fuck. So yeah, probably the highest grade I've given until now, which is 16, which divided by 3 is 5 points. Let's say 5.5. It's probably a bit less, but I'm no calculator. Next up is Lava. Lava is the AoE splash caster that I was talking about. It's a pretty good AoE caster overall. If you don't use gacha at all and you don't have any higher rarity, you can still clear pretty much most of the game, not everything, with just her. If you level her up fully. Let me actually get her in. So in terms of that, pretty good. But then again, she's still a 3-star. So same rules apply. About as useful as Hibiscus, in my opinion. I'm not really into the punk aesthetic, so a bit less than Hibiscus. 4. But not the worst overall. 4.5 out of 10. Next up is Acadniel. Anakiel. I don't know. Probably something like this. Adnakiel is a anti-air marksman. And there's one giant problem with him. Most characters, lower rarity characters, are outclassed by higher rarities or free characters. Adnakiel is outclassed by someone from the same rarity, which turns his usability down a lot. So even in terms of memeing, he's less useful because Cross is the next upcoming character. It's just better in every single way. It's a shame. It's a shame. Some characters are just unfortunate. So yeah, I'd say probably 4, 6, 2 out of 10. Wait, no, 7. So 2.5 out of 10. 2.3. It's sad, but nothing else I can say about him. But the next one, as I was saying, Cross is pretty useful. She is a 3-star sniper, anti-air, that is probably used in every single low rarity squad. She's good at what she does. She's not the best in terms of damage in overall characters. And someone describes here a negative trait is she says "Kokodayo" every 15 seconds. But she prioritizes aerial units, which can lead to some very good situations because aerial units are always the most annoying. Is good from early to late game. Used in almost every single low rarity squad. Definite 7 out of 10. I'd say even more useful than Hibiscus. Meme ability, 3 out of 10. Nothing. I'd say 4 out of 10 just because she says Crocodile every 5 seconds or something. And then she looks cute. This is the Halloween skin, so obviously skins look better. Every character with the skin already has better aesthetics, so they have an advantage over the others. Poor Aya. I'd say 5 out of 10. Which comes down to also 16. Divided by 3 is 5.5. Probably one of my favorite 3 stars out there. I don't use her often anymore because I just have better characters. Because I don't go for the Mimi 3-star squad, but yeah. Up next is... That is not the one up next. Beagle. Now Beagle is a defender, a tank. Oh, no, not Beagle. A tank that can tank 3 people at once. Pretty useful. Her skill cooldown. Her skill is good because it gives her extra defense, up to 50%, which can save your ass a lot, especially against bosses. But the skill cooldown is pretty long. Around, let me see, 40-second cooldown. Which, it can be lowered, but yeah. It hurts a bit. But she has she has a lot of defense for a 3-star character and can help you tank a lot. So there's usability, definite 6 out of 10. And that's mostly because there's characters who do the same or better than her. Also, the reason there's another free character, Sniper, Jessica. The reason I didn't lower Cross because of Jessica is because oftentimes you use 2 snipers in a team, especially on drone levels. So having a second sniper that does a lot of aerial damage can be very useful. Yeah. Then in terms of memeing, she's just overall good. There's nothing memey about her. So I'd say 3. In line with all the other 3-star characters. Most of the 3-star characters. She looks cute, especially in the skin. Characters with the skin have an advantage. It's just like that. They're just better. So yeah, I'd say this is about right. Which comes down to 14, so it's 4.8 out of 10. A bit lower than the other favorited 3 stars, but yeah. Next up, Cardigan. Now let me read up on what Cardigan did again, because I've never used her. Oh yeah. Cardigan is a 3-star tank who has less defense, but more HP. She's a tank of a unit with almost 2000 HP at max level. And reaching max level for for 2 stars to 3 stars, even 4 stars, getting to max level is easier because they have you don't have to E2 them. Which is I don't even know what E stands for anymore. But yeah, it's easier to level them because they're lower rarity. Their max level is lower than the higher rarity characters. So yeah, she, in contrast to Beagle, she's a defense operator. Also, this skin looks very, very cold, but don't worry, she can handle it, probably. She's cute, so definitely 6 out of 10. Prefer her over Beagle. But health operators are generally less useful than defense operators because healers have a tougher time keeping up with them. Her skill restores HP, so she does have her she can do her own healing, and it's percentage wise, which is really good. So making her probably like about as useful as Beagle, I'd say. Yeah. And her memeing is higher because having a tanky health squad, 3 healers on her, is just hilarious. Yeah. Plus, she is less vulnerable to arts damage, which is very useful because arts ignores defense. Defense is for physical damage. Resistance is for overall damage. So she's less punished when facing arts units than Beagle. So I'd say you'd have to use them in the right situation, just like Beagle. So yeah, overall 16. Oh, that's 16 divided by 3 is 5.5 out of 10. It's probably not accurate. It's like 5.3, but I don't care. Oh, name. Cardigan. Yeah. That is Cardigan. Next up, Melantha. Some people's favorite 3-star out there. She is amazing. As a 1v1er, she has a absurd amount of attack. Her highest attack at highest level is 738, which can go up to 1400, or not 1400, like 1000 or 1100 with her skill, which is absurd for a 3-star. Manantha, she's amazing. It's just she's still a 3-star. There's better duelists. She only has 1 block, so she can. She's pretty good at blocking bosses because of her insane high attack and decent survivability because of her defense. She doesn't have the most defense, only 155 actually. But if you would put someone else to tank and her to deal the damage, she's pretty useful in that situation because of her high attack. She's outclassed by some 6-stars, of course, because she doesn't do arts damage. But overall, very useful, I'd say. Probably 8 out of 10. Most useful 3-star out there, definitely. Meme ability, 5, mostly because people call her 4-star or 5-star. She's very strong. And she looks cute. Cat girl, of course. People love her. So I think this is right. Which would come down at 13 is 19. Is 6.3. 6.3 out of 10. Pretty good. I think we're almost done with the 4 stars. 4 stars. Yep, 3 more. Vanilla. Oh wait, no. We can do vanilla first. No. In order. Alright, Plume first. Plume is a 3-star Vanguard that gets DP on kill. Problem with DP on kill is you need high damage to actually get the DP, because she needs to get the kill, which turns down her usability as a DP generator in contrast to others. Which is very sad. She does look cool, so I'd say 4 out of 10. But she's not the coolest. Like, you have to understand, under 5.5 is not below average for me. It is just my numbering system is a bit weird, but yeah. I'd use 10 out of 10 for like absolute monsters. So yeah, about Surtur. No. Not the most useful. There's better 3 stars that generate DP. Meme ability, if you can get her to work, it's pretty funny. But for that, she does have to work. She gets some attack and attack speed with her ability, but yeah. She also only has 1 block, so not very good. She does, however, retreat all of her costs when she returns all of her costs when she retreats, so which makes her a decent airdrop. But she still has a very, very long cooldown. So yeah, this is about right. Which would come down to 13 out of 10, so 4.3. 4.3 out of 10. And next up is Vanilla. The better Vanguard. Hi, Sileth. Trashing. My opinions are final. Vanilla. Vanilla's a Vanguard. Overall better in every regard to Plume, because she has more block, she generates more DP, she probably has a little bit less damage, but yeah, she doesn't have a lot of time to judge you. Thank you. She doesn't have a lot of DP recovery, but she does have it, in contrast to Plume. So making her more useful, but around a 5. Still, same around. Wait, I forgot to turn this down to 3. So this would be 4, 3, 4 is 11. So it's like 3. Yeah, same meme ability with the low rarity. Not the most meming in the game, but funny enough. She does look cute, so I'll give her that. I think this is right. 12 out of 10, which means 4. What's cross rating? 5.5. I wouldn't call it average. She's above average, but my numbers are weird, okay? Uncell, 4. Cross had higher memeing rating because she says Kokodayo every 5 seconds. Oh, Vum, thank you. Thumb down. Sure. Next up, the last 3-star, Fang. Fang is around the same. It's just vanilla 2.0. I wouldn't say she's the most useful Vanguard, but she's a Vanguard. She generates DP. Doesn't have a lot of damage, but is very, very low cost to deploy and generates a decent amount of DP. Very good in the early game. So yeah, around the same. I like her aesthetic a bit less though than vanilla. But that's just me. That's my very objective opinion. You cannot blame me for it. Which would be around 3.8 out of 10. Now we're moving into the 4 stars, and oh boy, there's a lot. First we have Pudding, and I don't even know who that is. I'm gonna be honest. I have never seen her. She's apparently a chain caster, which already bodes well, because chain casters are pretty bad in general. Except for, of course, one character that we'll get to later. In terms of usability, she is apparently a stronger chain caster, but she's very costly to deploy because of her archetype. She can't really hit a lot of targets. And she can hit targets you don't want to attack. And her skills aren't the most useful. But then again, she does do a lot of damage for a chain caster, so it's pretty decent. And she has a funny name, which already throws up her memeability a lot. We can go for the food squad. But yeah, I'd say 4 out of 10. It's still a chain caster. High damage doesn't outperform the fact that your archetype is just bad. I'm not taking the modules into account, except for some characters where I know them. Also, another thing, you can't obtain her. 1 out of 10, apparently. Oh, she can only be obtained through shop vouchers. Never mind. She does look cute, so I'd say 5 out of 10. The animals are cute. The lightning with the water is cool. That's about it. So yeah. 4.3 out of 10. Now, next up is Roberta. Another character I have never heard of. A artificer. I don't even know what the archetype does. Let me read up on it. Uh, okay, so in terms of usability, sheesh. I see a lot of red text there. She can give other people some defense and attack, which can help. She's a melee. Oh yeah, she's melee. She can. Oh no, she gives herself defense and attack. So and she can block more units. I don't know the archetype good enough to say. Oh no, she's ranged. What the fuck is what +1 block for? Oh, she buffs other people. Oh no, that's range. I'm stupid. Anyway, I know nothing about her. She does look cool though. 4 of them. Nah, around the same as Pudding. Meme ability, less because she's not named Pudding. But for a lesser known archetype, probably pretty memeable, so I'd still give it a 4. Yeah, this seems about right, same as Pudding. Roberta. Up next is Indigo, a mystic caster who can charge her attacks. That's a lot of text for evaluation. They call it a quick evaluation. She does deal arts damage, which is better against some units. Wait, let me... Yeah, that one is better. Sorry. No. There we go. She's a cool name. Indigo is a pretty cool name. She's a nice amount of range. Does arts damage, which is pretty good. So I'd say overall usability, according to this quick evaluation, around a 5. Meme ability, I don't even know if she has meme ability. Her name is cool, but that's about it. She can store up attacks, which is pretty funny. If you place her well, you can burst down bosses. So, yeah, 4 of 10 seems about right. She looks cool, though. Yeah, 6 is good. So, around 5 out of 10. Average, I'd say. Up next, Beanstalk. Now, Beanstalk I do know. Being the only ranged Vanguard operator. And also having a summon. Which is very, very funny, I must say. It is not the most useful. She doesn't do a lot of damage, but she is the first of her archetype being a summoner. A summoner DP generator. Being able to heal her own crab when she uses her ability makes her pretty useful. 6 out of 10. There's people who are better, but yeah. And come on, look at her. I forgot what type of animal she is, but who cares? She has a metal crab. Crab is metal as fuck. Her 2 skills. She can deploy her metal crab, or she can heal her metal crab, or she can give him extra defense. She can deploy multiple metal crabs? Excuse me, I didn't even know that. Maybe not, but she's decent. I like her. Meme ability, being the only one of your archetype already gives the best meme ability. 6 out of 10. Next up is Pinecone. What they call a boomstick operator. A spread shooter. There's a spread shooter that I have that is infinitely better than any other spread shooter, but that's just unfair because that's a 6-star. Her usability, she's pretty strong. I haven't used her a lot, but in terms of what I've seen of her, she can do a decent amount of damage. That being said, it's a spread shooter, so she's very, very expensive, with a 27 DP cost, going up to 30 at Elite 2, which you want your characters to be when you go into the higher levels. And yeah, she does ignore defense, which is nice on her ability. So yeah, and her second skill can become pretty strong when it's fully charged. You just need to charge it a lot. So, oh shit, I forgot to change the name. Beanstalk and Pinecone. And she was part of a prison heist, which is already pretty memey in my eyes. She looks cool, 6 out of 10, and yeah, I think this is right. So I'll give it around a 5.5 out of 10. Alright, next up is Jackie, a brawler. Jackie the Brawler, I don't know a lot about her. I'm gonna be honest. She does do physical damage. She gets extra attack. She does have a low base attack, which makes her a bit less useful than other 1v1 types. And yeah, she can counterattack, but that's not very useful against some enemies, since it doesn't make you the counterattack isn't very useful against some enemies. She does have 70% physical dodge on max level on the second skill, which is pretty good against heavy damage enemies. So I'd say not the most useful, but Jackie like this? Yes. Yeah. And can attack has a pretty strong attack against low level enemies. Low defense enemies. But then again, she does do physical damage, so making her a bit less useful than the average person. 5 out of 10 is good, I think. I think overall a 5 out of 10 is decent enough. She does look cool. She's a gamer. She has a dog in the background, making her already better than some characters. And up next is Bubble, a protector defender. Someone I've seen people... Oh. cry about, but mostly because they got cucked in gacha. Just like most protectors, she blocks 3 enemies, being pretty useful. Problem is, she doesn't have a good skill uptime. Her skill extra defense on her skill is nice. She does have an ability that makes her being targeted more. It does have a long cooldown, which is pretty tough in some situation. But turning up her meme ability because making an enemy kill himself is fucking hilarious. Yeah. But usability, in terms of other defenders, I think there's better defenders. People with more defense, people with more skill uptime, defenders that can heal. Protector defenders are overall a bit less. She also doesn't have range at all. And unlike some other 4-star characters, she can only block 3. So yeah. But making her reflect damage is hilarious, so that's pretty cool. She looks decent. A rhinoceros. Wouldn't call it the top of the class, but you know, there's worse. She could have been a furry. Overall comes down to a 13 out of 10, so a 4.3. Now that we've through Bubble, we have Arene. In Arene. Oh. Is a ranged guard that deals physical damage. That's not right? I thought he deals art damage. Arts damage. Maybe I was incorrect. The problem is with him, he deals less. He doesn't deal a lot of damage against. He doesn't deal a lot of damage against normal characters. He's good against drones because he gets bonus damage and he prioritizes drones. So on drone levels, very useful. Problem is, drone levels often don't have a lot of place to deploy melee guards. It's a niche because he reduces his block to 0 when using his ability, which can be useful because then he can let enemies through that would normally attack him. But Midnight outshines in that regard because he deals arts damage compared to Arane. So, yeah. Usability, a bit lower. Meme ability, usability 4 because he does, on drone levels, he's very useful. In terms of meme ability, I'd say 3. He's not very memeable. If there's fact that you can use him on drone levels, having a melee kill all the drones is pretty funny. Or melee position. But then again, there's people who do that better. And looks, I don't dig the aesthetic. I'm sorry, man, but you're gonna be dropped down to a 2.8 out of 10. Alright. But disappointing operators aside, next up is Acid drop. A close range heavy shooter. Deals physical damage. Doesn't have a lot of range. Actually has almost no range at all. There's people with less range, but yeah. Sorry, what's my acid drop? Her archetype is not the strongest one. She's a close range, which can be useful. But then again, she doesn't have a high base attack. She does, however, do extra damage against armored enemies, which is pretty good. But then again, that's only against armored enemies. So yeah, not the most useful, but let me see, what is her talent? Let me read it. Talent. Each attack deals 20% of the units of this unit's attack. Increase to 30%. Okay, so yeah, the enemy increase. Oh, sorry. The enemy, it always deals at least this amount. So it deals 40% of their attack as true damage, which is good against some very heavy enemies. Problem is, they need to be exactly in front of you, and she doesn't have a lot of range. So 4 out of 10 is probably best. Meme ability. I mean, against bosses, this can be hilarious. Dealing true damage is always memeable. I'll tell you that when we get to Gardamia. Aesthetic. She's cute. Wouldn't call her a wife, more a daughter, but she's a skateboard. So yeah, I think this is about right. Which comes down to 4.3 out of 10. Next up is Jay. Now Jay is what we call a scammer. It was a mistranslation. He's a merchant, so he steals your DP, but gets buffs from that. Let me see. He can heal enemies. Sorry, he can heal allies, not enemies. His talent is that he gets increased damage against infected creatures. So most enemies you fight are infected, so that's good. He consumes 3 DP every 3 seconds. But he will use his abilities to help you, basically. He's a fast redeploy, making but have a bit of a longer cooldown than normal fast redeploy. But being able to help your team effectively is pretty good. Though if you don't have enough DP, so you need to generate enough DP, because otherwise he will just retreat automatically, which is very bad if you're using him. He also looks dead inside, which is hilarious. Let me actually put him here. There we go. J. Meme ability, hilarious, since he has the this is the because of the mistranslation scammer. He looks dead inside. Aesthetic is funny. And pretty useful. I've seen people use him a decent amount. So he's like 5.5 out of 10. Not the worst, but definitely not the best. Before I go on to the next operator, I'm gonna go to the toilet real quick. Be right back. Alright, now that I feel less on edge. Alright. Let me see, where were we? Ah, yeah. Next up is Click. I'm not gonna finish this one, this stream. We're not even halfway through. This is J, Click. Click is a... I don't know. I really don't know what Click is. She is a single target... Sorry. Oh shit. Oh fuck. Sorry. I am trash at game. It's not even a game. Click is a drone, a mech caster, which it's a very pretty unique archetype, I must say. Not use Click a lot, but can deploy a drone that deals a decent amount of damage. On the second skill, yeah. Decent amount of damage. Can stun enemies. Yeah, overall pretty good. High attack speed. Low base attack, but made up for by high attack speed. I'd say 6 out of 10. Aesthetically, I don't know. Something feels off about this character. But that's just me. Meme ability. Being the only one in your archetype is already memeable enough. I'd say, yeah, 6 out of 10 seems good. Which means it's a 5 out of 10 flat. right? Yeah. Nothing else to say about this character. Need to blast through some of them. Podenko. Character I haven't seen a lot. It's a slower again. Suffers... Ooh, skin. Oh, cute. Again, a slower. Suffers from the same, that a 6-star is better. Hey, Oru. I mean, I don't know half these characters, so I'm also judging them very strongly on how cute they are. For instance, this character... Cute. 6 out of 10. My numbers are skewed. If I find something trash, it's below 3. I'd say 5 and 6 is about around where most people are, for me. Usability, it's a bit less, because there's just someone who's better. Free character. The plans are, yeah. This is not click, by the way. This is Odenko. Memeable, not very memeable. There's just people who are better. Doesn't even have the lower rarity memeability. Very cute, but that's about it. So 4.3 out of 10. It's just weaker. It's sad. Next up is Kata, which I've seen a lot. It's a dual strike swordmaster, which is very sad because the dual strike archetype is horrible. Even the strongest character in the dual strike is considered the weakest 6-star. One of the weakest 6-star. Yeah, it's a shame because there's some really cool characters in there, but they're just not that good. They will become stronger with the modules coming out, but I don't know what the modules do, and they're not on the base game yet, I think, so... She can have range damage, which is pretty nice. But then again, the range is physical, so less useful against armored enemies. No, she's low defense, no damage mitigation, she will die pretty quickly. So yeah, 4 of 10 seems nice. Meme ability? Nah. There's already someone who's better at beaming in the dual strike. She does look cute. I think this is around the same. Yeah, I think this is good. For different reasons, but the same. She has the same stats as Cutter, as Podenko. Next up is an April Fool's character. Let's use this one. This is Conviction. Oh. And now let me read her. She can't be obtained. What was a code redemption for April Fools? Yeah. It's usability is a 1 out of 10 because she actually debuffs your team. Where's her talent? There. This unit is stunned for 10 seconds upon deployment. Which is horrible. Also, I think one of her abilities... Yeah. Her ability, Genesis, immediately deals 180% attack as arts damage to all nearby enemies and disables their abilities for 2 seconds. Sounds pretty decent. Until you read the subtext. Has a 50% chance to fail and instead stun all your allies within range for 5 seconds. It's a meme character. This is a definite 10 out of 10 on the memes. Not my favorite aesthetic. aesthetically, but holy shit, what a character. Solid 5 out of 10. Yeah, that's what happens when you have an April Fool's character. There's still so many characters in the 4-star, and it's not even the 5 stars, where there's even more of them. You know what? I want to go into the 6 stars a bit. Because I'm tired of doing characters I don't know. And I know most of 6 stars, so... where does it start? Oh yeah, let me at least do Amiya. Amiya is interesting. Amiya is cool as hell. Cute rabbit. She's daughter material, but she's a spicy baby. Aesthetically, her magic type looks so sick. She has the most animations. This is definite 8 out of 10 on the aesthetics. Usability, she does true damage on her ability, on one of her abilities. That is so strong. Meme ability, this version of Amiya not that much, because she can burst down bosses, but that's mostly just she's good. She's not memeable. So that, yeah, definite. I'd say 5 out of 10 on the meme because it is still. So that's a 20 points. So it's a 6. 8. Spicy baby, very, very cool. Next one. Guard Amiya. This is a different archetype for the same person, which you also get for free. Animation intro was the sickest shit ever. Still Amiya, the sword arm looks cool as hell. Yeah, art is cool. Spicy baby 2.0. Her meme ability is a definite 10 out of 10. I have never seen someone burst bosses so easily while being an underrated character. Usability a bit less useful because she doesn't have as much true damage, because she can only use the skill once. But she is fucking hilarious. 24 is 8. Oh, 8 out of 10 overall. Guard Amiya. Alright, moving into some of the 6 stars. Oh, I forgot one character I need to do. There is literally no way I'm not gonna do her. And it is Warfarin. Meme ability, definite 10 out of 10. Buffing your allies by almost 100% is fucking sick as shit. She's also the strongest single target medic. People say Khalcit is better, but Khalcit's not a medic. And aesthetically, she is a vampire. How could I not? Yeah, no. I'd say definite 10 out of 10. Best girl. Next up, first 6 star, Flametail. Flametail is a DP, she's a skilled Vanguard. A DP generator Vanguard. She's cool, her animation was sick. Problem is, in general, I think she's worse than another 6 star DP generator. because she has a bit less damage. And there's diminishing returns on stacking her ability. So, while I do think she's cool, she's outclassed by some people. Even though I have 3 of her. Flametail, yeah. What would I give her? Usability? She's still good, 7 out of 10, but not the best. Meme ability? Nah, she's not that memeable. She does look cool though. Like, I'd give her a solid 7. Which gives her 18. So it's a 6 out of 10. For the cute fox lady. Next 6-star, Neural the Radiant Knight. Also known as Nalter. Neural is amazing. You literally cannot tell me otherwise. She is insanely strong. Maybe in her archetype she is not the strongest. Meme ability. Her first skill, just a good DPS. Her third skill, true damage, which is insanely good. Good DPS. Her second skill, I've not seen anyone better. The only definite downside of her second skill is the cooldown. So basically what her second skill does is she does not consume DP, which is already pretty good. Gets 4 shields. And she can tank ability. She stuns enemies upon drop, which is not part of her second skill, it's a part of her passive. And when she ignores a big portion of defense. Her usability in that regard is amazing. I wouldn't say most memeable character, but definitely cool. Aesthetic 10 out of 10. Look at this. Look at this. So, yeah, I'd say 9 out of 10. Yeah. Oh. Radiant Knight. No, the Radiant Knight. Oh, what time is it? Okay. I'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more. And then I'm gonna call it quits for today. And tomorrow or some other time we can continue this horrible tier list. Next up, Fartooth. Oh, I screwed up. God damn it. Rarity. Fartooth is a long-range Deadeye sniper. Not the strongest archetype I've seen. But that's mostly because I suck, not because they suck. I just don't know how to use them. Aesthetically, she looks pleasing. I'd say 7 out of 10. She looks pretty cool. She has an insane range. And is pretty good against drones. She prioritizes the lowest defense, always, which can be tough when you fight against heavily defended drones, but yeah. There's some downsides to her. But her second skill, being able to block enemies that are blocked outside of her attack range is amazing. Only when they're blocked. But yeah. Meme ability 7 out of 10. Aesthetically, 7 out of 10. I think it's good. Usability, 7 again. Maybe 6. She's not the most useful. But pretty cool. She's still a 6-star. She's not Chen. Up next, Salish. Ah, yes. 6-star. Where is that ability? She's a standard bearer, so she's already one of the strongest characters in the game. 9 out of 10. There's a 4-star who does about the same, but probably a bit less, but that is the strongest 4-star in the game. This is Sage. Aesthetically, she looks cool. I think 7 is good. Meme ability, not as high. Yeah. It's still a standard bearer. She's just good, not memey. Yeah. So round about 7 out of 10. Not too bad. Not too good. Decently good. Up next, Mizuki, another Ansel. Looks pretty cool, not gonna lie. Tentacles in the distance are interesting. Deals arts damage. No, sorry, deals physical damage, but has a chance to dodge, which is pretty good. Being part of his archetype. And has a skill that has an insane amount of range. So yeah, Mizuki. Aesthetically, looks pretty cool. I wanted him actually. 7 is good. Meme ability, 8. Anyone who does damage to himself is fucking hilarious. And how strong he is, I think also a 7. So a 7.3 is good enough. Yeah. It's an ambusher. There's another ambusher that's also pretty cool. That is Mizuki. And then the last one for today, Chen Holiday. I wouldn't... Sometimes I say being strong isn't necessarily being memeable. But then there's also being so strong that it is fucking memeable. And there's another character who does that, but... Chen Holiday is hilariously good. She is one of the, even not the strongest character in the game. Aesthetically, she looks pleasing. Definite 10 out of 10. Her third ability, being able to summon a ability that slows enemies and then deals plus 100 attack twice per shot. Sheesh. Not very tanky, so can die quickly. Need to watch positioning, but you don't need to watch positioning if they die before they come near you. She's also a boomstick spread shooter. So yeah. Also also limited, which makes her a bit less obtainable to some people. But you know, it's worth it. So yeah, we did around 50 minus 1. 49 operators today. Decent. We got through all the lower rarities and some of the high rarities. But coming up with a lot of shit to talk about is hard, so yeah. Anyway. Why? Huh, wait. No, you can hear me. It's just... Oh. I fucked up with my Discord. Alright. I do want to thank you for watching. We'll continue this next time when I feel the need. This is a fun way to do things, but yeah. Yeah. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I will probably continue this some other time. It's funny to do this, but doing it without chat input is a bit harder. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching as much as I enjoy doing this. And yeah, have a good night, sleep well, and I'll see you tomorrow probably. Bye bye.